Oh, wow. Holy shit, Ty. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see you either. It's crazy.
Yeah, like,
All these people, like, there's so many of us here
oh,
that,
I
that
can't
believe in
wait.
this cause.
We're actually going to do it. We're going to fucking do it.
We're going to overturn this
Yeah,
election.
okay. So what we're gonna do? There's people already up there, Ty. They're already smashing the windows and doors. We're gonna get into it there, and we're gonna get into the Capitol. We're overturning this shit.
Awesome. How are we going to do that?
Oh,
I'm so down for it.
like, what are we gonna do once we're in there?
Yeah, like, how are we going to get this overturned? I am ready.
Oh, well, wow. I thought you had some. I was just gonna go into Pelosi's office and put my feet up on the desk.
Oh, well, I mean, I kind of had my eyes on, that podium. I was
Yeah,
kind of wanting to grab that.
yeah,
But, I mean,
it is
somebody's
nice.
got a plan to do something.
I'm sure somebody's. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a purpose, like a plan, right? We're gonna.
Um,
Wow. Well, to be honest, Ty, I didn't think we'd get this far.
yeah.
Like for real though, like
Right.
like what were they gonna do?
Yeah.
What were they gonna? Oh, hello, and welcome to the TNT podcast, the show where we talk about anything, and I mean anything except that thing you're thinking of. You know what? Actually, this week it's probably exactly what
Yeah.
you're thinking of.
Most likely.
But at any rate, I like your style. But we'll also be doing whatever the hell else we feel like because it's our show and we do what we want. I'm sick of this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm
Ty.
tired of it.
I'm Tyler too.
I'm
Ty. In addition
I am
to that,
tired of all this.
Tylered.
I'm so tired of all this.
But if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, the U.S. Capitol was stormed by a bunch of fucking fascist idiots.
Yep.
This is the world we live in, Ty.
It's pathetic.
Like, as soon as you think they
I
won't,
don't even know where to start.
I don't even know where to start. Like, I've just been stewing on this because, this it happened like the day or two after we posted the last episode. So it's like we've just had to stew on it this whole time.
I texted you the day after, and I was like, "Oh, I think at least we know what we're going to be talking about this week."
No shit.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
I mean, if you don't pay attention, or if you live in another country and you don't pay attention, what happened was Trump supporters, because obviously who else would do such a thing,
Yeah.
are upset that their guy lost, and so they stormed the Capitol building in hopes of insert plan here. I don't think they really had a plan. I think they were just angry for the sake of being angry.
I don't know. I think they did have a plan. I think they were going to try and get in and steal the
Electoral votes.
yeah, and like burn it. Like I think I heard someone say they were going to try and do that, but luckily when everything was going on, when it all started, somebody like thought to grab them.
Yeah, I saw a picture. They were like evacuating like the senators and the people that were there, and it showed two women like carrying this trunk that apparently had like the votes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, depending on who you talk to, the ones doing the damage were Antifa, according to
Idiots.
yeah.
Because of course they were, because boy, we wouldn't do such a thing except
Right.
we have been doing such a thing this whole time. Yeah, like no. First of all, no.
No,
And
not-
second of all, no.
It was hilarious. I mean, it wasn't hilarious, but
No.
we were watching CNN like as it was happening, and they went to one of their reporters that was there, and he said something about he referenced them as the rioters, and there was this idiot supporter over here, and he's like, "They're not rioters. They're not rioting. They're not rioters." It's like,
It's like you literally broke into the Capitol building.
yeah,
Turns out you can't do that as a peaceful protest. Like, you know what, Ty? I am all right. I am all for people's right to protest. Absolutely. Like, I get it. They're upset their guy lost. I get it. I can even sympathize with that. Like, I get that feeling because I've had that feeling. But you can't fucking storm the Capitol building.
yeah,
Like, there's a difference between protesting and, like, what are you protesting? Democracy? Like, I'm protesting because I don't want the will of the people to be what we go off of. Like, I'm mad because we lost, and I don't want democracy anymore because I'm stupid.
I actually saw a Facebook post and it was legit. It was a Trump supporter. They were saying, "Why don't we just like go ahead and declare him king? We've seen what democracy gets us."
It's It's the cult. It's the whole cult mentality. That's what's really so dangerous about this. Like, bad ideas are bad ideas, but it's like it's gotten to this point where his supporters will follow him into anything.
Yeah. Oh, he was. It's. Remember when he was still running? He said something like, "I could walk down, Main Street and shoot somebody, and they'd still follow me." And it's true. I
Yeah,
100% believe that now.
Yeah, he was absolutely right.
Yeah.
They've shown that time and time again because he's, not personally, but he's caused the death of 300,000 and counting, and they're still following him.
Yeah.
And
four more on that day.
Yeah, he caused all the damage at the Capitol and four total deaths.
I think so.
Yeah, I know one was actually a police officer.
Yeah.
And so, he caused all that damage and death and destruction to the Capitol because
he told them to march down there.
He incited that shit.
Do it non-peacefully.
Yeah, and then he's got the fucking gall afterwards to. I don't know if you saw his little speech, his concession speech, if you can call it that. And credit where credit's due. He actually said some of the right things. I will give him credit for that. I don't think he said them on his own accord. I feel like someone else typed up that speech for him. But to hear him say the words aloud was actually kind of reassuring to me. Like, because he said, the people who caused the damage at the Capitol, I'm paraphrasing, but the people who caused the damage at the Capitol, we can't stand for that. This isn't who we are. This isn't who we should be.
He said something like, "Go home. It's time to go home. You got to do it.
It's time to be calm." And he.
But then he's like, "We love you. You're all great."
Yeah. Well, that was a different one, I think.
Oh, you're talking about something.
Yeah,
something
I'm
else.
talking about a different one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. He called them patriots and said, "I love you." Yeah, but no, there was a different speech where he was saying everybody that caused the damage and all that should be prosecuted to the fullest extent and all this, and actually told him you can't do this and it was wrong to do this, and he actually said those words, which was reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
And then he also said,
wouldn't have had to set him if you wouldn't have had to say that.
Yeah,
didn't incite it in the
it's
first place.
the hypocrisy is real with this one. But he also went on to say he's my only intentions were to make sure that we had a fair election, and that was his plan the whole time, was just to. He's no, I was just making sure. I wasn't just trying to flip the election because I wanted to, and I just wanted democracy.
What's hilarious about the whole thing is it ended up backfiring. It ended up doing exactly the opposite of what they wanted. They did all this to try and either stop. I don't know what the actual intention was, to stop the vote or destroy it, or to get them to change their minds or whatever. But they ended up actually flipping the minds of a lot of Republicans who were going to contest things.
Right.
There were still some who did, but less than half of them that were actually going to in the first place.
Right.
So it had the opposite effect they wanted.
Yeah, Republicans in office weren't happy about what happened, and a lot of them turned their backs on Trump.
Even ones who were staunch Trump supporters, Lindsey Graham out of South Carolina, he's big time Trump the whole time, and he's I'm done. I'm done with it.
Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, fucking Mike Pence himself.
Yeah. He's actually looking more like a good guy now.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Pence is our moral standpoint now. This is how far we've come. But yeah, in that same speech, he wanted to act like he's I was just trying to make sure democracy, whatever. I was trying to protect democracy, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
But then he actually said, my focus now is to ensure a smooth and peaceful transition of power. He actually said those words, and I was wow, I did not expect that. So credit where credit's due. I would have been able to handle that guy for the last 4 years. What the fuck? He's we need to work together. He's now is the time for us to calm down, and we need unity.
Now that all the damage is done.
Yeah, it's now you want to be united. Now you want to work together. You refuse to work with any Democrats for the last 4 years. And that's one thing that I really like about Biden. And I think I've said it on the show before, but he said I ran as a Democrat, but I'm going to be an American president.
Yeah.
He's I don't care if you didn't vote for me. I'm working for you.
And when he appointed his attorney general, he was you're not my personal lawyer. You don't work for me. You serve the Constitution. I don't want any treatment like the last attorney general gave to Trump, essentially.
Yeah, no shit. And everybody that Trump appointed into a position worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
the way
like-
he saw it.
Yeah, they were like his personal whatever they were.
Yeah. So anytime they didn't do exactly what the fuck he wanted, he fired them every single time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what people don't understand. People for years were saying, you know, we need to run America like a business. Like, no, the fuck we don't.
Yeah.
Because that's not what it is. Trump tried to run it like his business, where he was just big man on campus and what he said went. You know, he never heard the word no in his life.
Yeah.
And so when he tried to do something and got any opposition, he's like, wait, I'm the president. I own this company. You know, I'm running this business. Like, no, that he literally didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah.
And I think that worked against him. Even if you could say Trump had the best intentions, I don't think he did. I think he's an actual
that's
I think he's an actual evil person.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he had the best
But
intentions.
if for somebody to obviously, I think Trump supporters really do feel that way. They feel like Trump had good intentions. But benefit of the doubt, let's say even in his mind he had the best of intentions, he still had no idea what the fuck he was doing.
No, he had no, like he's just a business person and a shitty business person.
Yeah, he's not even good at it. Like
a failed business person.
Most of his businesses have gone bankrupt. Like, sure, he's a billionaire, quote unquote. Most of his money's tied up in different shit, but like the only reason he's successful at all is because he always had daddy to bail him out. So I don't know. You can't run America like a business, and we've proven that over the last 4 years.
It's gonna be so nice having. It's just gonna be such a dramatic change.
Oh, for sure.
Come January 20th, it's like they could not be more opposite people.
They couldn't. Like, Biden's just so chill and like willing to work with the opposition. Like, you would always hear Trump saying the blue states this, the Democrats this, and you hear Biden saying America, Americans. He doesn't divide us up into two groups.
Yeah, he's pretty much said that like that he doesn't care if you voted for him or not.
Right.
He's still like representing you.
Right. He's like, I'm here to work for you, whether you voted for me or not. And Trump would never say something like that.
Yeah.
And Trump's Twitter got shut down.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, it'll be nice not having to see what he tweeted all the time. But like they were saying, it's like some people worry because now he doesn't have a way to vent. So I don't know.
Like, fuck him.
Yeah, but like he's still in charge of a lot of shit. Like he's
for the next week or two.
Like he's still got like nuclear codes.
Sure.
And like they've said he's like mentally unstable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's mentally unstable.
But going back to the actual, the Capitol incident, I have seen where like almost all of the main people that we saw doing this shit, like the what's his name, the QAnon shaman.
Was that the guy with the horns and the face paint?
And then there was the guy that like had his feet up on Pelosi's desk.
Yeah, they've all been arrested.
And then there was that guy who was carrying the podium. All three of those people have all been arrested.
Yeah, obviously it was terrible and it was a terrible thing, but that fucking picture,
he was just like so happy,
waving.
Yeah, he was.
But that was so fucking funny. I couldn't help but laugh when I saw that. I was like, "Are you like, what is happening?"
Yeah. But like, how stupid do these people have to be? Like, they were posting these things on Facebook with their pictures, their faces.
You know what I find hilarious is that a lot of them like went home and shaved. Like,
to try and
never
like,
recognize me now.
It's like Clark Kent taking off his glasses.
It's like the fake mustache shtick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now I'm a completely different person.
Right.
You have my name and address based off of my phone number, and I still have the same name and address.
Right.
But now I don't have a beard, so clearly I'm not that person. Haha.
But like so many of them have been fired from their jobs, and
there was the one guy that fucking wore his work badge, on his chest on his way in, and got a clear picture of his work badge.
And one of them was like the CEO of a company, and he got fired.
And now he isn't. And good. Like, fuck those people.
But man, I will be the first to say that like I personally am not the most patriotic person, but I will admit that the day that happened, watching that all happen on TV, like actually like really pissed me off.
Yeah,
because
it was disgraceful.
Yeah, it's like that's the seat of our country. Like that's one of the most symbolic things I don't know. For some reason, that one hit me harder, and it just
No,
really infuriated me.
I feel the exact same way. Like, yeah, I always thought saying the pledge was weird as fuck. It felt like this weird cult
Yeah, it's
type
like
thing.
every day we have to declare our allegiance to the country. What does it matter?
Yeah, it's like I live here. Obviously, I want what's best for here because I live here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna burn down my house because I like living in my house.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the pledge felt weird to me. And I mean, sometimes when I hear the national anthem song, it's almost like I get a chill. It's like, okay, like it's a powerful song, sure. But like, I don't understand why like kneeling during the anthem was such this huge fucking deal. And the same people that made the huge deal about kneeling during the anthem and silent, peaceful protest are the ones supporting the fuckers that broke into the fucking Capitol building.
The same people that had such, like, they called the black people who were doing riots during BLM
Criminals
all of a sudden,
and thugs.
it's fine for them to do it. And you know, I think we talked a little bit about it. It's like the rioting, even during that, wasn't right. Like burning
burning
like
down
innocent
businesses,
businesses, breaking windows. That's not what it's about. And that wasn't right, and this wasn't right.
Exactly, but there's a difference between the Black Lives Matter protests or riots, whatever you want to call them. Because I believe that the protests for Black Lives Matter started as peaceful protests and then erupted into riots when the police, you know, started shooting people in the face with rubber bullets and, you know, tear gassing everybody.
Well, I think more people who were rioting weren't actually part of the
I've heard
BLM.
that too. They were like people literally trying to stir up shit.
They were
and
just
ruin
taking
the protests.
taking advantage of the situation to, you know, go get free shit.
Yeah, they were taking advantage of the chaos. But at any rate, the difference is that was like, we're pissed because you keep killing people and getting away with it.
Yeah, we've tried doing things peacefully and nothing ever happens.
Yeah, and then in opposition to, like, we're pissed because our guy lost.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know? Like,
they see it as we're stealing the election from them.
yeah, and I think we talked about it before. The people that Trump himself hired were like, no, this was the most secure election we've ever had.
He took these things to the Supreme Court of the United States, where he had 3 handpicked judges.
Yeah, and they're all like, no.
Every one of them. Well, not every one of them,
But
the
the
majority
majority, every time.
which he had in favor of him.
It's 6-3 Democrat and
Republican
in the Supreme Court right now, and I think it was like 7-2.
Yeah.
When he tried to bring it to they're like, yeah, no, this is stupid. But like, yeah, I felt the exact same way though. Like, I'm not the super patriotic type either. Like the Star Spangled awesome fucking woohoo America
When people
type.
say that it's the greatest country in the world, I hate that.
Yeah, I'm like, because it's not. It's fucking not.
No.
It's not even like top. It might be top 10, but it's definitely not even top 5. And like, because everything is so ass backwards, and for some reason we have this idea where America is just so far above everybody else, and I don't really understand that mindset.
I don't either. I hate it.
Like maybe at one point we were.
Yeah.
Like,
like
economically and like powerfully at one point we definitely were that top dog. But it's not the case anymore.
No.
And people just have stuck with that mentality that we had in the 50s through 80s, that era.
Yeah.
Where we were like the worldwide kind of powerhouse at that time. And they've kind of stuck with that mindset. It's like, well, we were the best then, so clearly we always will be.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, fucking, you know, the fucking Packers won the Super Bowl in the 80s, so they will always be the best football team of all time.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not the way things work, you know? But at any rate, like, I'm not super patriotic and all that shit, but yeah, when I saw the people just like fucking breaking windows and putting their feet up on the goddamn desk of the Speaker of the House and like acting like they were on the phone and doing all this stupid shit, I was like, it left this bad taste in my mouth and just like raised my blood pressure. Like,
like I wanted to be there and like beat the shit out of
yeah,
them.
it's like you're literally disgracing our nation and our capital, and it's like that actually means something.
Yeah, like you are not patriots. You are insurrectionists. You are domestic terrorists.
Literally. And like kneeling during the Pledge of Allegiance during a football game doesn't fucking mean anything. It doesn't matter. This fucking matters.
Yeah. And like when I saw people have they had the Confederate
Oh my
flag
God.
in there.
That's literally treasonous.
Yeah.
Like, you're
I
literally
think
saying, like, I'm against this country because I want to secede from this country.
I don't know. I almost wonder if like I almost feel like Confederate flags should be banned. Like
I think
I
so.
don't think you should be allowed to hang a Confederate flag.
I don't see it
Like
as
in Germany,
much.
they don't let you get away with walking around with like holding the Nazi flag.
Yeah, I compare it to that all the time, and people think, really, you think the Confederates are as bad as Nazis? I'm like, maybe not as bad, but
Yeah.
it's definitely comparable.
Yeah,
Like
for hundreds of years. Or I mean, those people. I mean, the Confederacy was only around for what?
5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, those people still had the same ideals way before that.
Yeah, like Grand Theft Auto 5 has been a game like
Yeah.
that's been popular for longer than the Confederacy existed. Like,
I think I've mentioned it before. Like my family settled from Europe over into Virginia, and like they founded a town. They owned slaves, and I had a lot of my family fight for the Southern, for the Confederacy. And for a little while, I was like, "Oh yeah, heritage, not hate." That was one of the sayings, and then I kind of got over that. And it's like, so for me, even to be able to say that, it's like it's not okay
you can
to waive it.
you can still look at your ancestry and not necessarily be ashamed of your ancestry, but you don't have to be like, "Oh, I support the Confederacy because my ancestors fought for the Confederacy."
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
It's like, yeah, I'm sure my ancestors owned slaves too because I'm a white person. So obviously at some point my
At some
ancestors
point, yeah.
probably owned slaves. And so that doesn't make me for slavery. It's like, you can still almost respect your ancestry and want to learn about it, but you can also admit the flaws in it.
Yeah.
It was a different time, and sure, things were accepted back then that aren't today, and there's nothing you can do about that. But so you don't have to necessarily be disgraced, but you don't have to embrace it either.
Again, like comparing to the Nazis, like a lot of people in Germany are probably related to people who were Nazis.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of descendants of Nazis in Germany right now.
But like you don't see them like celebrating it.
Yeah, you
and
don't
being
see them
like,
waving the Nazi flag like, yeah, my great granddad was a Nazi. I'm proud of that for some reason.
It's just so crazy to me that like in the country where it actually happened in Germany, you're not allowed to have a Nazi flag. But like here in the US, like
People fly Nazi flags.
yeah, like you can't, like it's not against the law. Like people might be really pissed at you, or like someone might like vandalize whatever, but
Yeah, it's insane. I've thought that for years. Like, I don't understand. It was literally the enemy of the Civil War. It was the United States versus the
yeah,
Confederacy.
it's like, do you not see the irony of
So-
carrying a Confederate flag in the Capitol building?
Yeah, so the United States won, the country that you are still a part of and supposedly still support. And yet you're going to fly the Confederate flag, meaning you wish the Confederacy had won and there wasn't a United States anymore.
Yeah. I don't get it. I wonder if they just like use it for like a symbol of like rebel.
They
like,
use it. Some
rebelling.
people use it as they call it the rebel flag.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people use it because it's the I don't like black people flag.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't.
And then there was like some of the "Don't tread on me."
Yeah, which is stupid.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
But I was thinking, and I'm hoping because of what I said earlier about how Trump actually did condemn this incident, and he actually did say he was wanting a smooth transition of power. I'm hoping that we won't see this type of thing again for the rest of his presidency, because I feel like if they hear him say it, they'll be like, okay, maybe we do need to calm down if he said so. I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm hopeful, because
Maybe.
right after the Capitol incident, I was concerned about the inauguration. I was thinking these crazy fuckers are going to be at the inauguration and try to pull some crazy shit. I thought Trump was going to be an asshole about it too the entire time. Like, I didn't even know if he'd show up. I didn't even know if he would.
Yeah,
He'd probably
he
say,
said he's not going to.
he'd probably say some bullshit while he was trying. Well, like, I think back to when Obama passed power over to Trump. Obama was there and he gave a speech and he said some things and then he handed power over to Trump. I could see Trump saying some just assholery while he was up there and trying to stir up shit and like almost like spitting in Biden's face while he was handing power over to him.
At least he's not going to be there.
He really isn't.
No, he said he's not. He's going to fly down to Florida on the 19th. Pence is gonna be there, I think, though.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
You can't even like go out with any dignity. You know, like at least like lose with dignity. I watched a video. I don't know if I mentioned it on the show or not, but at any rate, it's worth re-mentioning, because the last time an incumbent lost was Bush Senior.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I was an infant the last time a incumbent lost. He lost to Bill Clinton, and I saw his concession speech. It was fucking beautiful. Like, I was like, I hate the Bushes. The Bushes are pieces of shit, and they did a world of hurt to the country. But I would love a Bush back so much right now.
Yeah.
Like,
George is like a saint and like the smartest person in the world compared to Trump.
For real, like I thought Bush was an idiot, and I thought he did a lot of things wrong, but the difference is I don't think Bush was evil.
No.
I don't think Bush had bad intentions going in.
I don't think he was dangerous.
No. But and he definitely wasn't he wasn't like belligerent and rude. He was still presidential. You know?
Exactly.
But at any rate, Bush Sr. said something along the lines, and I'm going to paraphrase again. He was like, you know, the people have spoken, and this is who they want their president to be. And if this is who they want, this is who I want. And so we're going to hand power over to Clinton, and we're going to do our best to support him in everything he does, because we are the United States of America, and he is going to be the president. So we all want him to succeed and do the best job he can, because we're all in the same boat. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. And to hear that, I was like, oh my God, where's that?
Yeah, wow, respecting the democratic process.
Yeah.
That's almost a foreign concept anymore.
No shit. And so, yeah, it's just, he lost with such dignity back then. Like, he was like, you know, this is what it is. We fought a hard campaign. I wish it would have gone different, but this is the way it is. And now he has my full support. Like,
and Trump hasn't done anything with dignity.
No, he's just like, he's been just bitching and moaning the whole time, and like claiming fraud the whole time. Like, dude, no.
I do wonder, like, does he genuinely in his mind believe that he won, or do you think he realizes, yeah, I probably did lose, but I'm not going to go out and say that in public?
I don't know if he's just a sore loser as far as that is, or if he's really just that unhinged that he thinks he actually won. Because, like, all the shit that he's claimed, it just, none of it really adds up. And, like, the whole Dominion thing. Like, I've heard that the Dominion machines were only used in states that he won. So, like, a lot of it doesn't even add up. And it's like, they do the recounts, and then they find more votes for Biden. And it's like, none of it is, you know, none of the evidence is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
credible.
Yeah, there's no credible evidence for any of this. Like, he makes these claims, and then people are like, okay, let's look into it. And they actually do look into it. They don't just hand wave the shit he's saying away.
How many like lawsuits were there? There was like
so many. And like, most of them did get tossed out because they look at it and then they're like, well, is there a case here? And they look and they're like, no, there's no fucking case here.
They didn't win anything.
They didn't just hand wave it away. Like, if he says something, they're like, well, let's look at that. And then they're like, yeah, there's nothing here.
Most of them never even like did see much, like, in the terms of trial or anything.
Oh, like no, that, none of them went to trial, really.
Like, they all just kind of got waved off as like,
yeah, there's no substance here.
Yeah, you don't have any proof. They just kept saying things.
Ooh, oh man, that one even spilled over a little.
Yeah, all over my fucking hand and pants.
Your cup runneth over.
Oh, now my hand's sticky.
Oh. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, my hand was already sticky before I came in, but that was for a different reason.
Fuck you. Man, it got on my phone.
I mean, at least you had the case on it. It's plastic. It should wipe
but
off.
It got on the camera part.
Oh no! You're never going to take a clear picture again. It's going to be like, it's going to leave that residue, you know, on your two cameras. You have two cameras, like some kind of fucking peasant. I have 3, Ty.
Yeah. I also have a cheaper bill, so. Where do we go from here?
I don't know. I can't tell who won that one.
Yeah.
We both lost. I have an extra camera, but I have to pay for it. But
and we have control of Congress.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
We actually won the Senate thing. I've got to be honest with you. I was cautiously, there's too many shushes in it. Cautiously optimistic, but
I was leading up to it, and then like the early reports were that like one of them was behind, and then they ended up pulling through.
yeah, it actually happened, and so now we can actually get some things done.
Yeah.
Like what? We're gonna have
It's gonna be so nice.
at least 2 years minimum. We're gonna have control of this and actually be able to get some things done and pass through Congress. Like
Get back into the Paris Accords, like
we're gonna be able to
environmental stuff.
we can pass a bill, Ty.
Yeah.
Like a bill in a presidency. Like during a term, we'll get a bill passed.
Right.
Hell, maybe even like a few.
Be able to like save the environment some, and
Yeah, like I mean, the judicial branch is still fucked, but
yeah.
I mean,
At least they seem like they're, for the most part, holding up their duties, though.
like they're judges.
Yeah.
I think the one that just got appointed, I can't remember her fucking name.
Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah, I think she's a quack.
Yeah.
I think she's just ridiculous, but I mean they're judges. They're not idiots. I mean, they are in that position. They got to that position for a reason. But I think a lot of their ideals are skewed. I think there's a lot of like they have a lot of kind of extreme religious views that they kind of hold and make.
At least she does. I don't know about the others.
Some of the other ones do, and it's like they will always kind of side on the Christian side of it, which has always been a thing for me. It's like I was listening to another podcast, and I think they had some data. If I could be wrong, I mean, if I'm wrong, look it up and tell me I'm wrong. But I think like 2/3 of the United States is Christian. And then like the rest of that 1/3 is split up with all the other religions and the atheists or agnostics, whatever, the nuns they call them. They have no religion.
Yeah, not N-U-N.
Yeah, not N-U-N, the nuns as in none. Like I have none.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a religion? No, I have none. But so that other third is split up in that, and it's like, so you want to say like 66% of the nation is Christian, right? And that is the majority, but in government, in the Senate, in the House, and the Supreme Court, and all that, it's like 90% Christians.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, there are some states where it's illegal to hold any office if you are an atheist.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any fucking sense because
they say you don't have any sense of moral guideline. Like, you don't have anything to base your morals on, is
like,
their argument.
Like, motherfucker, like...
I don't need
a book to tell me not to kill or
somebody.
rape somebody. Yeah. Actually, no, rape, never mind. The Bible's cool with that.
Yeah.
No, but I don't have, It's like, well, what's stopping you from murdering somebody? Nothing. Nothing is. I don't have a magic wizard person in the sky telling me not to murder somebody. I just don't do it because, like, I know that that's not good. Like, it's the whole do unto others like you would. And I know that's in the Bible, but that's the golden rule. It's easy to follow. I don't want to be stabbed to death, so I'm not going to stab somebody to death.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing to follow, and you don't need God to understand, hey, don't be an asshole to people because you wouldn't want somebody to be an asshole to you. And it's just like, I hate that question. Where do you get your morals from? Like, from my fucking conscious, my thinking brain.
Yeah, well, they're like, well, that's the God in you.
It's like, but it's fucking not though. Like,
you know, I think you had mentioned something I had never thought about. I don't think we were recording when we were talking about it, but hey, you said, I think it was you who told me that the 10 Commandments actually acknowledge other gods.
Yeah, like,
because thou shalt not have any other god before me.
Yeah, it's
so
like,
just not before me. So why even have that in
it's
there?
like, so wait, there's other gods?
Yeah.
Well, no, but just don't put any of them before me. So the other gods that don't exist, I can't put them before. Like,
it's like that doesn't need to be a commandment if there's no other gods.
That kind of goes without say, right? Like, don't put other gods before me. Admits that there's other gods.
That's like having a law that says don't go around killing unicorns.
It's like, so there's unicorns. No, but just don't kill them. Okay. Don't put the gods that don't exist before me. Done. And that's like 7 of the 10 Commandments are like basically just reiterating the same in different language. It's like, don't steal, don't kill, don't fuck your neighbor's wife, and don't put gods ahead of me 6 times.
Yeah.
Like,
Something about don't worship like false idols or something.
yeah, which is kind of the same thing. Like, don't worship something that's not me. Like,
But that's a whole nother.
That's another can of worms I can open up.
Yeah.
But it just, and for the record, I don't care if somebody believes in God. I
No.
really don't. And I don't
Just
hate,
don't go making laws and about with
yeah,
it.
it has no place in government. And for people that fucking gargle the balls of the Constitution so much, they really kind of tend to gloss over that whole separation of church and state thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, they talk about First Amendment. What about my First Amendment? I can say whatever I want, freedom of speech. Yeah, that First Amendment also says that you can't put your fucking God in my government building, but here we are.
Right. But yet they have a problem when they put a statue of Baphomet on.
Oh yeah, can you imagine if like a Muslim person wanted to put like some kind of anything from their religion into government in
Oh, yeah,
any way,
wouldn't
shape, or
happen.
form? Like they
That
would
would-
lose their absolute shit. They lost their absolute shit because they thought Obama was a Muslim.
Yeah.
For the record, he wasn't. He's a Christian person, like everybody else. But
Yeah. He was born in, or at least he was raised in Hawaii. I forget where he was actually born. Was he born in Hawaii?
he was probably born in Kenya.
Right.
No,
his birth certificate.
he was definitely born in the U.S. because I mean he was the president. I don't remember. I feel like Hawaii sounds right, but yeah, they thought that he was a Muslim and freaked out about it.
Because his middle name's Hussein.
And okay, benefit of the doubt, he is a Muslim. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
It's another religion, and guess what? In America, we have that. You can be whatever religion you want.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to base your government decisions on your religion. So who the fuck cares what religion he is?
But this is a Christian nation.
No,
and
the
we
fuck
say-
it isn't.
We say under God, one nation under God.
Not until the 50s we didn't.
Yeah, like during the Cold War and the Red Scare.
Yeah, they're like
They were afraid of
They're like
God-
they don't believe in God
yeah,
over there.
the godless communists.
And that's when they put in God we trust on everything.
Mm-hmm.
That, is like on government fucking monuments and shit.
Yeah, it
like
used to. The saying used to be "E pluribus unum." That's
which
used
made
to be-
sense.
yeah,
Which literally made so much sense for our country. It's like it means from
from
many one.
Yeah.
Like so many things come together to form one, which is perfect for the United States of America.
50 states make up
One nation.
one nation.
Yeah, and all different peoples too. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
a nation of immigrants, so it's like we come from all over the world to be one country.
Yep.
But then so to say in God we trust, like on our money and shit, is like just taking a shit on the First Amendment.
Yeah. Like if you don't believe in God, it's insulting.
Yeah, like I still want the best for my country just because I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
Like that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, people are always like it's a Christian nation. It's like literally like half the founding fathers were atheists, and they put into the Constitution that no, your God has no place in government. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but God though.
Because people get uncomfortable when you start talking about other religions and the idea of there not being
Yeah.
like a God.
And that I literally I understand that.
Yeah.
I do.
It's a scary thought if you like wholeheartedly believe there is one.
And I understand the comforting idea because I was once a believer, and
Yeah, We both were.
the coming to terms with that was extremely difficult for me. But regardless of how, even back then, I feel like when I was a believer, I still didn't want any religions to determine what the laws were. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Like-
think I really thought about it much.
Like, I don't think it's like, well, the Bible says this, so it's law. I never thought that was right. You know, I don't know. It's such a can of worms to open that up.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a new president on the 20th.
Hopefully.
If he doesn't, well, I'm not gonna jinx anything
Unless Trump doesn't decide to like start a nuclear war before
or
that.
declare martial law.
Yeah.
He's
I thought I read where he didn't actually have the power to do that.
really
Like there's the Insurrection Act, but like there has to be a legit reason. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I just wonder if the army would actually follow that.
I feel
order.
like they have to. Like he's the commander in chief, so it's like they listen to him. I don't know the actual process of declaring martial law. I'm sure there's stipulations there. Like you can't just say martial law declare. He can't just go stand on the balcony of his house and scream martial law
Yeah.
and have it declared like Michael Scott declaring bankruptcy. But yeah, I'm not smart enough or knowledgeable enough about things. And for the record, I don't know shit about politics. I'm yelling into the wind.
Yeah, I'm
you know?
not good with politics.
So don't take anything I say with take it with a grain of salt, because I don't know jack shit about this stuff. I'm just putting my 2 cents out there.
I'm worried about assassination attempts on Biden.
That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to jinx it. I was like, that's why I was like, we're going to have a new president. And you're like, hopefully. I was going to be like, if he doesn't get shot.
Yeah.
But
Because it sucks, because as bad as Trump is, he never had to worry about that, because the opposing side is the side that tends to have more sanity,
yeah,
more control.
The left isn't a bunch of crazy assholes with guns.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like enough of us own firearms, but we're not fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And we're not unhinged, you know?
Yeah. And now that he's leaving and Biden's coming in, like, the unhinged side is now the side that's pissed off because their guy isn't in it.
Right. And if they're willing to do what they did to the Capitol, why wouldn't they be willing to make an assassination attempt?
Can you imagine the security that there's going to be around the inauguration?
It's got to be so tight. It's like the Secret Service has to be fucking ready at all times, more so than ever.
I feel like they're going to have to like do it in a glass like box, like
For real, like I almost feel like
box.
he won't be able to like show his face in public for his entire presidency.
Yeah,
like,
I worry about that.
They're not going to be able to go out on a public square and have a speech because, or not a public square with any kind of sight lines.
Yeah, right.
Like,
or if they do, they're going to have to like have multiple Secret Service people like all around,
just
like
everywhere.
like a 500-foot perimeter.
Yeah, just making sure that nobody's
going to be like sniping through a window or something.
It's bad that we have to think that way, but it would not surprise me in the slightest. Like if somebody was like, "Oh, Biden had a speech," and someone took a shot at him, I'd be like, "A fucking course they did." You know, that wouldn't surprise me. I would be shocked and worried that happened, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. And that's the world we live in.
It's like he's gonna have to have like bodyguards, like literally all around his body while he's like giving a speech. Like he's gonna be like trying to like stick his head over top so he can get to the microphone.
Yeah. Oh boy,
sad that we have to worry about that.
Yeah, like
this country has never been worse. I feel like
as far as the divisiveness, it hasn't been this divided since the
Civil War. Yeah,
and I really fear that it's not going to get better.
I don't know.
I feel like honestly, I think Trump could end all of this himself.
But what incentive does he have to?
I don't know. Because, you know, the sane part of me would be like, well, do you want to watch the country burn? But I don't think he gives a fuck.
I feel like him not having Twitter and him not being in power over time, over the course of maybe it'll take a year or something, I feel like the extremism is going to go down.
I think
or at least become less public, and it's not going to be as prevalent. I mean, I'm sure there's still going to be people that have Trump signs. I don't doubt
that's
that.
That's never going to go away.
But I really don't think the extremism is going to continue.
We kind of talked about this before, too. And yeah, because I think Twitter shutting him down is a huge step. I think, and I said this to you before we recorded when we were talking about it, like the day after. Like, that needs to be a constant. Like, everybody else needs to take notice of that. Facebook, any social media just needs to just say, no, you can't use our platform anymore. You are too dangerous to use our platform because you say shit that gets people riled up, and then this happens.
Yeah.
So they need to take away his platform. Don't let him on the fucking news. Like, just do not let the fucking man speak publicly. Like if he wants to hold a meeting in some fucking parking lot behind a landscaping service. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The Four Seasons. But yeah, just fucking no. Like, you are too dangerous to have this base.
And then you'll have all the people saying, well, they're taking away his First Amendment rights. And it's like, but they're private companies. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I love that.
You can be banned. They have the right to do that.
Yeah, I was actually having a conversation with a coworker about that. And she was like, but banning things you post on social media is, you know, taking away our free speech. I said, no, it doesn't. I'm like, Facebook is a private company. Twitter is a private company. They decide what the hell you get to post on their website because it's their website.
Yep.
They're like, but if it's my page, I was like, it's not your page.
Yeah.
It's their page. They're letting
It's
you
your
use
page
it.
on their
Yeah.
platform.
They're letting you use their page. Like, they own everything you post on there.
Yep.
So it's like, if you post some bullshit, they can be like, no. Or even if you post something that they just don't like, it's like, this is my company. Like, no, fuck that. You don't get to post here anymore because I own this.
I heard he was trying to use other like Twitter accounts, and they started shutting those down too because they said, like, because they have this actual policy that's been in place where if you get banned and then you try and go use another platform to get around the ban, they have, it's within their rules to ban those as well,
Right.
because you're trying to circumvent the ban.
I saw a meme that was pretty funny. It said, like, I can't remember what the name was, like John Barron or something, and it was just Trump with a mustache. And it said, "Hi, I'm new to Twitter. Like, how you guys doing?" And it was just Trump with a mustache.
Oh, that's good.
I love when they usually just switch it, so it would be like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's like, "Hi, I'm Donald Trump, and I'm new here."
Have you ever seen where somebody like made a mock-up, like a Photoshop of what he would look like if he didn't use the spray tan, or if he didn't like comb over his hair?
Oh, no, it's probably terrifying.
It was frightening. Like, I need to see if I can pull it up.
Can you imagine? Would he even look human?
He just looks like another old guy. Like, he looks really old because he really is old.
He is.
People kept saying how old Biden is. Like, oh, this, he's gonna be dead or whatever.
They're literally almost
He's
the
like
same age.
2 years older, I think.
Yeah.
Biden is.
Yeah, sometimes I forget how old Trump is because, like, he does all that shit to himself. He cares so much about his image that he tries to make himself look younger than he is. So sometimes I forget that he's actually like he's in his 70s, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's like 77 or something like that.
He's
maybe.
an old fucking geezer.
Or maybe he's 76 or something. Yeah.
I want to touch on one more thing before we close it out. I'm sure you've heard they're actually trying to push through impeachment before he leaves office.
Yeah.
And some people say, really, you're going to try to impeach him on the way out? And to me, I'm like, yes, the fuck we are. For a couple reasons. One, it sets a precedent. It means you can't do this shit without consequence. Like, even though you're on your way out, like, no, fuck you. You don't get to quit. You're fired.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing. And
You're
also,
fired.
You fired. How, oh, the irony. It's too much. But, he kind of looks like Putin almost on top.
Yeah.
But
Well, he'd probably like that.
guys, look it up. Trump without the fake tan and hair. Just Google
On
it.
Reddit.
And
Well, at least this one is.
yeah, this one's on Reddit. He's just completely bald on top. He's got like the kind of sideburn thing going on though, and his face looks super wrinkly. He's so pale, and he looks like he's on death's door.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? I'm not saying kill the president. I'm just saying I would not be sad if he died of natural causes. But what was I saying? Oh, impeachment. So one, just because like fuck you, you can't do this. It sets that precedent, right? And also, if you're impeached, he can't run for office again.
Yeah.
So he won't be allowed to run for president in 2024. And I could be wrong, but I don't think he's allowed to run for any like actual, like he couldn't run to try to be a senator.
He wouldn't do
or
that
a
anyway
governor
if he
or
couldn't
anything.
be president. He wouldn't. I don't think he would try to even get in anywhere
Yeah,
else.
but I don't even know if he'd be able to. And also, he loses all his post-presidential benefits. He wouldn't get the salary that they get, the Secret Service, and all that shit that they get for having been president. He loses all of that.
Yeah.
And I honestly think it's worth it.
I mean, I think it'll obviously go through in the House. They said they were going to try and have it to the Senate, I think, by Thursday. So
does the Senate? Do we have majority of Senate as of now?
I don't know when they start.
Yeah, I don't know when
But
that
I
happens.
think I'm not positive, and I don't remember. I don't remember if it has to be just a majority or if that has to be 2/3 vote from both.
Ooh, I'm not sure.
Because if it has to be 2/3, it's not going to pass.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But I wonder if even, like you said, a lot of even Republicans are sick of his shit.
There are a lot of them, and I mean, he's dangerous right now still because he's still in power and he shouldn't be.
Exactly. Like a lot of people are even calling just for Pence to use the 25th Amendment to get him out of there. And hell, I'm down with that now.
Yeah, they said that was going to be a slower process because all he has to do is say he objects to it or he doesn't agree to it, and then there has to be like a trial with the Senate and all.
It'd probably be such
Congress.
a long process that he would be out of office before it went through anyway.
He needs to be charged with something. He needs to be held accountable.
I think he will
be. Yeah,
because they have this thing which I think is fucking stupid anyway, where they like don't charge a sitting president with a crime, which is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, oh, you're the president, so you can do whatever you want, and we'll charge you later after you're not the president anymore.
Yeah.
Like, part of me understands it's like, yeah, they're the president, they have this job, so like we can't do this, but that's why we have the vice president, that's why we have the speaker of the house, that's why we have these replacements in place. When the president can't or won't do their job, then we have these people, right?
Yeah.
But at any rate, I've heard that, they're already getting things ready for when he's not president anymore, and they're going to be bringing charges against him.
That'll be nice.
For the whole Russian collusion thing, the whole thing with the Ukraine leader, just the trying to overturn the election thing, just the kind of almost... He literally called up the people in Georgia and was like, I need you to find 11,000 votes or whatever. It was like...
And all this shit with his taxes.
Yeah, the shit with the tax. There's so much you can bring against this fucker. And like, especially the thing with Georgia and trying to get the...
he's literally trying to commit voter fraud himself.
Yeah, I've heard that like, there's actually something there because they have all of that on recording and everything he said, and like, they're like, no, we're going to try to bring this guy down with this. Like, I've actually heard that.
But, I did look it up. It says the Constitution requires a 2/3 supermajority. So I think that means House and Senate combined needs 2/3.
Okay, so what is it? There's 100 senators and 350.
I think there's I don't remember how many.
Is it 500 something or 300?
I think it's like in the 400. I think it's
don't
400
remember
something.
Hey Siri. How many people are in the House of Representatives?
Just thinking.
Yes.
1 sec.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're good. Take your time. She's counting, like, individually, like one by one.
Working on that.
Jesus Christ, Siri. I wonder if my internet's slow right now.
Something went wrong.
Oh, okay.
Please try again.
You're fucking useless, Siri.
435.
435. Okay. So a total of what, 535 then, if you include the Senate? So 2/3 of that 535 number would have to vote for impeachment. Yeah, so 356.6 people. Let's just round that to 357. So 357 people would have to vote for it, and I don't know if I see it. I know we have a majority in the House, but I don't think it's like a big majority.
So it's obviously over 200.
Yeah.
Because it's so for what we say 435?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
In the House, yeah.
So there's at least 220.
And we would get 50 of the senators for sure, and maybe some Republicans. I don't know if I see it happening.
Yeah,
though.
I don't think so.
But boy, would it be nice.
Wouldn't
it be nice
if we wake up? I don't remember all the lyrics to that. I used to be such a huge Beach Boys fan.
They're so good.
I knew like all their songs, all the words to them.
Like they're just so happy all the time.
Yeah.
You just kind of just bop to them, you know?
Yeah.
It's very boppy.
What was my favorite? I really liked
Get around, I get around, I don't know. Is that Beach Boys?
Yeah. That's I think it's just called I Get Around.
I don't know. All their songs sound the same to me,
Sloop John B.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I criticize bands. I'm like, all their songs sound the same. But in the Beach Boys case, that is not a bad thing.
Right. Barbara Ann, Surfing
Yeah,
USA.
that's a great one. Ba, 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 ba. I thought it was Barbara for the longest
I mean, that
time.
sounds like that's what they're saying.
I was like, wait.
Barbara
Yeah, I was like, wait, it's Barbara Ann?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, they're literally saying Barbara Ann. Take my hand. Rocking and a railing Barbara Ann. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah, sure.
So
We knew this was going to be a long one coming into
we
it.
did, and
It's not our longest.
we've ended up singing Beach Boys songs, so I feel like we've kind of spiraled out of control here. So if there was ever a time to wrap it up, I think it's now. But I don't know. I feel like we had more things to touch on it, but this is going to be an ongoing conversation that we're having for a while.
It's yeah. I heard one of the I don't remember if it was a senator or representative say, but it's like this is gonna be one of the days remembered, like December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor. 9/11 obviously is the biggest one.
What was that?
Right.
I forgot.
But then you have July 6th, 2000, or I've already said it wrong. January 6th, 2021.
Yeah,
You're always gonna remember. I'm never gonna forget that happening.
Yep. It was nuts. It's gonna be one. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things. Like, yep, I remember that. I might forget the actual date in a few years, but I'll remember. Yeah, January of 2021 when they stormed the Capitol. Yeah.
2021's gotten off such a good start.
Yeah, this year was supposed to be great, Ty.
Yeah, I mean it was going good up to that point.
Yeah, it was like
For 5 days.
yeah. On the 6th day, 2021's like holding my beer. Yeah, remember 2020? Yeah, I'm back, fuckers.
Yeah.
I saw a meme that was like, it was like, nice try, December 38th, 2021.
Yeah.
But, or yeah, 2020, whatever. But yeah.
It's like, you remember the virus? That's still a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I still am optimistic. I think things are going to get better. It's just waiting for the 20th to roll
It's been the
around.
longest fucking 14, however many, counting the days. It's been so long.
It's almost like, it reminds me of, when you were a kid and you would count down to Christmas.
Yeah.
And
or
it
like
took forever.
the end of school or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like, I used to do advent calendars a lot, and so you'd open door number 1 on the first day of December and count down to Christmas, right? And I felt like that took forever. Like, oh my God, is it Christmas yet? And now it's like, it goes from December 1st to Christmas, like in a blink of an eye now that
Right.
I'm grown up. But this feels like it did when I was a kid waiting for Christmas. I'm like, oh my God, is it the fucking 20th yet?
Right. Like with the other presidential elections, it's never felt like this from the point, like, because I remember when he got voted out, or like November, early November, when we knew Biden had won, essentially.
Yeah.
Thinking, well, it's not that long, January 20th.
Oh my God, it's felt like so long.
Oh my God, it's felt like a year.
What day is today? It's after midnight, so technically it's the 10th that we're recording this.
So
We're
10 more days.
So
yeah.
so we have literally like a week.
It feels way too long.
Still way too long. I feel like he could still like do some crazy shit in the next week.
Yeah, just hit the nuclear button and bomb
Like
someone.
like I said, with the speech that I heard him give, I am cautiously optimistic that he is going to kind of chill the fuck out for the next week and a half.
We'll see.
I'm just holding out hope that he doesn't do anything drastic, because he said that his focus was a smooth transition of power, but he also said to all my wonderful supporters, he's like, he said something along the lines of, we're not done. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck does that mean?
I mean, he tweeted that out, though, even before all this shit happened. He tweeted out, I'm not going to win, even though I still feel like I got cheated. We're still going to, there's going to be a smooth transition. And then all this shit happened. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not very optimistic, but we'll see.
Hopefully, like you said, hopefully taking away some of his platforms helps. I feel like it shouldn't hurt? Question mark? I don't know. Everything's up in the air. But you know what? Enough's enough. I'm exhausted just talking about it.
Yeah.
So, next episode, we're going to talk about something else. Unless something crazy fucking happens between now and then. In which case, it very well could.
Yeah.
So
when our next episode comes out, it'll be the next day will be the inauguration. So maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. It depends. Hopefully we'll have something a little
Hopefully
more
nothing
lighthearted.
bad will have happened by that.
And then we can actually have a lighthearted episode.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Right. Most of them have been up until this one, but I mean, you'll have that.
Yep.
When you live in the world we live in, sometimes you have to talk about this bullshit.
Yeah, this is our 4th political episode, I think.
I know. And like, you know what? You know what's funny? after Biden takes over, I doubt we'll have any more political episodes.
Yeah, I'd
because
be surprised unless like to talk about good things that are happening.
yeah, like, but it'll just be something we kind of mention
Yeah.
in passing. Like, we won't have a whole episode where we're bitching about something.
Real quickly, I did want to say that we have surpassed 700 downloads. So
And that's because of you.
mad props.
If
to
you're
all of
listening, you helped us get to that point.
I feel like we said from the beginning that we weren't doing this for to get.
I'm not trying to get fame and fortune
Yeah.
here.
But I feel like if we would have only gotten like 1 or 2 downloads, besides us downloading it, like I
Yeah.
don't know how motivated I would have been to keep going with it.
Right. It's still a very small audience, obviously.
Yeah.
But the fact that anybody's listening is something for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, obviously I want to have thousands of people listening.
Yeah, I definitely would not mind that at
That's
all.
a goal. But, anything is something like, yeah, when I set out, I didn't think like, oh, I'm going to be a famous podcaster. Like, all these people are going to be listening to me. And so it's just like, I set my goals small, and I feel like we're getting there.
But y'all have to start like interacting on our social medias.
Yeah. So we can actually feel your presence.
I put all of the links, they're not actually links, but in the description of the episode, I put down, like what our handles are and all that stuff so people can find us.
Ty, they're not going to go in and type that. Is there a way to put links in the description?
I don't know.
I feel like there is. I don't know.
Because it's just like a button that
Yeah.
or like it's just a thing you tap for the episode.
Right. I don't know. We'll have to look into that. We'll try to put links because, Ty, people are lazy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go on and type something. I'd be like, well, why didn't you just make it a link?
That's what pisses me off with Instagram. That
you said that weird. Instagram. You put
Did I?
you put the wrong
Instagram.
You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I said Instagram.
You said Instagram.
Whatever. But that's what pisses me off with them is you can't put a link. Well, you can put it in there, but it doesn't work in the description of a post.
Yeah, you have to put the link in your bio.
Yeah, that's
like,
stupid. I don't know.
lame.
Whatever.
But at any rate, please, if you're hearing this, get on our Facebook. Like, just leave a post. Say, hey, would talk about this? Because literally, we'll talk about anything. We say it in the intro of every episode.
Or just say what you liked about something in one.
What
of them.
you didn't like. If we said something wrong, if you're like, no, you're a fucking idiot, let us know. Like, I
would love bad criticism.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
would just like anything.
Yeah, like, because I don't like to put something wrong and be wrong. So if I say something, you're like, no, that's not right. Let me know. So then I can, on the next episode, like say, on last episode, I said this, I was wrong. It should have been, whatever.
Yeah. Or even if you disagree with what we say, just tell us.
I'm always open to conversation.
Yeah. It's not like we're not going to sit and have like Facebook arguments.
No,
or
I'm not going to
anything.
argue. I just want,
I would
to
like
have
to
the
know. I
conversation.
genuinely want to know.
Yeah. Genuinely just
Do
wanna
you
have that
disagree with
discussion.
us and still listen, or are all our listeners just like-minded people?
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like anybody that's like far right definitely isn't listening to us. And if they are, they're just like they're screaming at their headphones. Like,
You don't know what you're talking about.
you're so dumb. I hate you. But okay, after all that, it'll be in the link. But check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. The links are in the description. Let us know what you think, and let us know if you want us to talk about anything in particular.
For sure.
And that is all we have to say on that.
We'll see you next time.